I think really the outcome in the Ripple case is going to be a game changer, no matter what happens. If the SEC loses, of course, then they're going to want to come to the table and talk about engaging with the community. But even if they win, then they'll be the dog that caught the car. Now, what they're going to make XRP register as a security. I can think of about 30 ways that that's not going to work under the current regime, where it has to be amended in some way. And so I think an outcome in this case, either way, is a spur to, and I'm hopeful that Ripple wins. Either way, it's potentially a spur to an adaptation of the 33 and 34 Acts to this unique digital asset class. First is what would happen if folks in the digital asset community who are the target of enforcement actions decide to fight the way that Ripple has. The SEC is currently engaged in what I would say is an over-application of the Howey test. The fact patterns that should not be included in Howey under a traditional interpretation of the clear language in that Supreme Court opinion. But it's not easy to fight your regulator. And when your regulator points to you and says, you must register, it's hard to fight the good fight. And I think I credit Ripple for doing so. I believe they have the better end of this case by far. I think they should win. I hope they win. But it's not easy for every project to do that. Let the digital asset community write into the SEC with some of their concerns about how cookie cutter application of the current securities laws won't work. It simply won't work for most of the $2 trillion in assets, or it's a moving target, but multi-trillion-dollar asset community here that for which cookie cutter application of the federal securities laws won't work. So I've issued a call for comment. I call it the Digital Asset Regulation Genesis Block proposal. I think it's a way to get a sincere conversation started, and I'm hopeful the SEC listens to it and moves forward with it. Well, the SEC chairman has said that for most exchanges and centralized crypto exchanges and DEXs, I think he's referring to DEXs as well, he said there must be at least one security on your platform. Therefore, you're required to register with my agency. Unfortunately, and what I think is the first thing that's not really fair, can you tell us which ones those are and which ones those aren't? That would be nice. Instead of this sort of game of gotcha, I'm sure I could find one security in the list, therefore you're required to register as an exchange. Well, so far, we have a few speeches from the chairman that indicate just come in and talk to us, and that's one of the phrases that gets repeated